Virgo, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to be looking at your energy via tarot astrology and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it, Virgo. I hope that things are going well for you this week. Well, we are, when I'm recording, always timeless messages. Use your discernment accordingly. But when I'm recording, we are starting the holiday season. There's a lot going on just in our lives in general. And astrologically, things aren't horrible, but there is like some annoyance, some tension in the air. And this makes a lot of sense, right? Because during this time of year, we're dealing with people being impatient, lots of crowds, busyness, etc. And then maybe sometimes family or, acquaintances that we know that just annoy us. So it's a really good practice right now to be patient, to be understanding. Mercury just went into retrograde. Also, another reason why, because we don't want communication to get too intense. Sagittarian energy, Mercury's in retrograde in Sagittarius. We also just entered Sagittarius season. And this is all about expanding. It's about growth. Scorpio was about connecting with our desires, what we're excited, passionate about, and then making changes accordingly. And Sagittarian energy allows us to expand, to go out and find those new opportunities, connect with people, situations, etc., that are going to help us bring those into manifestation. However, we still have to kind of deal with the naysayers, the people who don't understand, that are already in our life in the present moment. So to the best of your ability, just try to be as balanced, as peaceful as possible. We'll obviously see what comes up in your reading. But that's also why I like to start with an energy cleansing, because I feel like it just really helps not only set the tone for the reading, but cleanse out any unwanted, unneeded energy that's not vibing with you, things that you don't really need in your life, right? And it's also a really good time to set your own intention for the reading. If you want to hear specific messages from spirit, or, you have questions you would like answered, definitely give those to spirit now. Be open to receive. I also do personal readings. So if you want me to look at your specific situation, I use tarot astrology mediumship. I would love to support. Definitely hit me up if you feel like you resonate with my readings, with my energy. And I also do pranic energy healing and Ayurvedic wellness consultations. So that importance, that value of really being in alignment with our body, mind, soul. So we are manifesting things that bring us happiness and fulfillment. If you feel like you need a little regrounding, stabilization, definitely connect. I would love to. All right, Virgo, with that long intro, long. Let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so that we may see, sense, understand the messages clearly, and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels, Mama Love. All right, Virgo, let's get into it. So Mercury just went into retrograde, as I was saying. We also have Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune still in retrograde. So retrogrades are really forcing us to slow down, like I was talking about earlier. Thinking before you speak, or taking what you're seeing, what you're hearing, the knowledge, the information, and adjusting how you're communicating accordingly. I know that's like a lot of work and kind of annoying in away. But interestingly enough, in the astrology, there's a cluster of Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto that are all harmoniously aspected. And that really says if you're willing to listen to your intuition, take a different path, have like a creative solution, find a different way of doing things, you're going to see the change that you want. But we're kind of coming into this stubbornness where we really want to hold our ground. We really want to be validated in what we think, what we feel, what our opinion is, which, you know, maybe, but that can also be a slippery slope. There's a need to be open, even if something doesn't want to say it to our face. At the same time, trusting your instincts, trusting what you're seeing, sensing, feeling. But again, there is this need to stay centered, stay balanced, stay grounded. We've been seeing this all across the collective, and right now there is not a lot of earth energy in the astrology, therefore making it really difficult to stay grounded in self. What do I mean by grounded in self? I'm just talking about like making choices that you actually want to make, not being swayed by other people's opinions, beliefs, whatever they're projecting onto you, whether that's from your own mental, emotional, or they're actually saying that to you, right? It's like you're just very solid within yourself. There's a lot of fire energy right now, so reactionary energy, a lot of fire, water, and air. So it's reaction, it's anger, it's emotions, it's frustration, and it's a sharp tongue. Okay, so that's where, okay, this has been coming up a lot too. Being playful, having fun. Like, yeah, life sometimes is busy. There's lots of stresses, lots of burdens, and it's important to be responsible. It's important to take care of all those things, right? But what's not important is to be grumpy. No, I'm kidding. I don't mean it like that. I mean it more like there's a need to have fun. You know, life is always going to have the to-do list. It's always going to have the struggles, the frustrations, etc. Yeah. Maybe even just needing to like get out, explore a little bit more. Maybe you're feeling a little too like tunnel vision in your life right now. It's monotonous. It's the same thing over and over again. You're refining it. And while maybe you are seeing fruits of that at the same time, there's still this energy of discontent that's coming from you, Virgo. And I think, you know, you are an earth sign, right? So you naturally are a little bit more grounded within self, or it's easier for you to tap into that energy. Sometimes playfulness does not equal grounding, right? So there is this need to let go, to surrender is what I'm seeing. New beginnings are on the horizon, and I feel like trusting, having faith in the process, continuing to focus on yourself, finding your center, finding your balance, reaching out for support where needed. This is also talking about having support of your guardian angels, spirit guides, crossed over loved one, ancestors, however that resonates with you. You're feeling really nostalgic this week. I do feel like you have hope, but there's this part of you that's like, I gotta stay focused. I gotta stay on top of things. Like, it's almost like if you miss out, or if you don't stay on top of it, then it's gonna fall apart. And that's not necessarily true, you know? I think there's a little bit of a power struggle between you and someone else is what I'm seeing. Someone is, I don't know, they're either like refusing to listen. Okay, there's just a power struggle. There's a difference of perspective, difference of opinion. And I feel like someone's not giving in to what you want or what you need. And you're having a hard time seeing it in a different, from their viewpoint, from their side of things. This is someone that you care about. This is someone who's either in your life, will be in your life long term, or has been in your life long term. And I don't necessarily see this breaking apart per se, but I see at this, like, I don't think this is a separation, because obviously you have new beginnings, a fresh start. Maybe you're starting fresh with someone you've had a long-term relationship with, and there's lack of trust, there's hesitation. As much as you're hopeful, you're like, well, how much of this is actually going to be true, you know? I don't know that anyone did anything wrong per se, you know, that might not resonate for everyone, take it how it fits. But how I'm seeing this is it's like difference of opinion, difference of perspective. And I don't think someone necessarily like stepped out or like was trying to hurt you. If anything, it shows that they're trying to connect with happiness, like finding that happiness again. And maybe you're getting a really emotional side of this person. Maybe you're feeling really emotional. We've had, again, a lot of the water element in the astrology. And so there is just this need to be balanced, you know, feel your feels 100%, but maybe it doesn't have to come out on someone else, you know, wherever you're at, wherever, you know, I'm not trying to say like be a robot, you know, we can't all hide our feelings until we're in a corner, you know, to cry them out. But there's this value of like, trying to process a little bit more before you connect with this person, because there is a lot of happiness. There is a lot of love, emotional support. There's a lot of really positive things here for both of you. And I feel like that's probably why you're dealing with certain issues, because it's not worth it to, create interference 100%. I love that the cards never lie. The interference is coming from your own mental, emotional, yours and theirs. I'm not pointing the finger at you, Virgo, because both people, both situations are participating. And I feel like that's why sometimes life becomes a little too serious, right? Like, especially as adults, because there's so many things that you got to stay responsible for, keep up and running, etc. And when we bring in that playfulness, that lightheartedness, it really does put perspective on problems and issues. How big of a deal really are they? You know, you have someone, irregardless of whether you have a different opinion, you have someone who's willing to work together with you to find this harmony with you, so that there is happiness, so that you are feeling emotionally satisfied and fulfilled. You have I feel like this is just about you wanting to be heard, wanting to be validated, wanting to be understood. Maybe you're dealing with a lot right now. Maybe you feel overwhelmed and you can't keep everything up and running. Maybe you need a little bit more help and support, and that's okay. You know, life can be crazy, especially this time of year. As much as it's fun to celebrate and have a good time, at the same time, it can be really overwhelming with all the to-dos, all the things you got to stay on top of, etc. And definitely seek out. Especially if it's not in your wheelhouse, talk to a trusted friend, a counselor, someone who can give you a little bit more of that emotional support. Maybe when you receive that, then you're actually going to get it from this person as well. It doesn't show that they're not supporting you, but I think perhaps you're taking it personally, their perspective, right? And it's not even about you. I don't necessarily think. There's something, they've kind of put their foot down about something. Like, they're not gonna budge. They're very decided in their perspective, and they want things to be successful, and they just feel like, maybe there's just like a lot of there's just a lot of emotions, and no shade to you, Virgo, but this is coming from your end. Yeah. Be really conscious, really mindful, especially with this Seven of Cups. It's Neptune in Pisces right now. So Neptune in Pisces has a tendency to bring up illusion, right? So things that we fear are the truth, but really are not. And there's something where like, maybe you're feeling left out, maybe you're feeling rejected, but it's not necessarily the truth. You know, a lot of this is just coming from emotional overwhelm, needing to be a little bit more centered, grounded, balanced within yourself, so that it's not, so that you're not having to take on this responsibility, and making sure that you're playing, right? That you are spending time playing with yourself, choosing forgiveness, especially if this other person isn't really understanding why you're saying what you're doing. There's been a lot, you know, and maybe they said things to you that feel really deep, really cutting. Again, taking something personally, it's time to let it go. Because right now, instead of helping, it's hindering you, and it's making these emotions 10 times worse when they don't necessarily need to be. Okay, lots of reversals. Awareness of the third eye. Yeah. So this is basically, with these two cards coming in reverse, it's talking about how the emotions are shutting you down. They're not allowing you to see with your third eye, with your intuition. I would definitely say a little prayer, ask for a little help, a little bit of support, so that you find a little bit more grounding and balanced. You're not feeling all over the place or like you're crazy, because you don't need to feel that way either. I just feel like you need either some outside support, and not someone who's gonna like tell you what you want to hear, but someone who's actually gonna like honestly reflect. Maybe give some wisdom, give some insight. You're gonna find a lot of freedom once you find forgiveness, once you're ready to release, let go, and move forward. All right, Virgo, sorry, this got a little heavy. I hope it helps, though. I really do. I hope you found messages that resonated, helps give guidance, direction. Definitely drop comments below if you did. I love to hear, or I love to just connect, share, and a little love, little TLC. Thank you for all the love and support you're bringing to the channel. I am sending it back your way.